about this uptick in crime, let me make something super clear for everyone here having this question. The New York City Police Department has not been defunded. Even with these budgetary changes that were proposed in City Council, A, they're not fully enacted, B, they aren't a real $1 billion cuts, and C, it's not really, like these cuts aren't really real, and again, they haven't even happened yet, literally have not even happened yet. So keep in mind that this uptick in crime that's happening right now is with a $6 billion New York City Police Department budget. So our $6 billion, up to $11 billion, but our $6 billion budget has not prevented this uptick in crime. We have funded more and more, we have shoved more and more and more money every single year into the NYC, $6 billion, and it has not prevented this uptick in crime. So let's back up. Why is this uptick in crime? Well, this uptick in crime, the NYPD themselves have told a story that was just proved by Rant. At first, the NYPD, they went out and they said, okay, this uptick in crime is happening because of bail requirements that we have now. Wait, but they just released data a couple weeks ago that showed that out of all the people who have been found to have committed crimes or so, almost none have been rehabilitated due to the bail program. Like they're actually crime data from the NYPD, not even independent data, disproves what they're saying. So why is this uptick in crime happening? Well, let's think about it. Do we think this has to do with the fact that there's red war in Portland in the United States right now? The fact that people are at a level of economic desperation that we have not seen since the Great Recession? Maybe this has to do with the fact that people aren't paying their rent and are scared to pay their rent. And so they go out and they need to feed their child and they don't have money. So you maybe have to, they're put in a position where they feel like they either need to shoplift some bread or go hungry that night. Maybe it's the fact that unemployment provisions have not been given to everyone. Maybe it's because of the fact that some people still haven't gotten their stimulus checks yet.
Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez suggesting that the recent surge in New York City crime is linked to unemployment. She says some residents need to, quote, shoplift some bread in order to feed their children. Let's bring in the former Arkansas governor and Fox News contributor, Mike Huckabee. Governor, good to see you this morning.
Good to see you, John. You know, when she says they were out shoplifting bread, I'm wondering, I didn't realize that Tiffany's and Gucci and Louis Vuitton were selling bread now. A lot of people break into those stores and taking purses and high-end items. I guess they went home and ate them. I mean, just when you think that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez can't say anything more absurd and ridiculous, she goes out and says something like this. And it truly is absurd. It's an insult to what's really happening in New York.
Now, she made these comments at a virtual town hall last week, excerpts of which were released over the weekend. Let's look at the particular excerpt in which she talked about this. Listen here.
Maybe this has to do with the fact that people aren't paying their rent and are scared to pay their rent. And so they go out and they need to feed their child and they don't have money. So you maybe have to, they're put in a position where they feel like they either need to shoplift some bread or go hungry that night.
So she's suggesting there that the uptick in crime is linked to unemployment. On Sunday, at a park in Bedford-Stuyvesant, that section of Brooklyn, 4 people, including a 1-year-old baby, were shot. The baby was shot in the stomach and died. The other 3 people who were shot are recovering. Does that, Governor, sound like shoplifting?
I mean, there's a big difference between shoplifting and cold-blooded murder. And for her not to know the difference is frankly astonishing. You know, her saying, well, people are hungry, so they're going out and lifting bread. No, they're going out and killing people randomly. You don't kill a 1-year-old because you need some bread. That doesn't put bread on your table. And that's why the absurdity of her remarks have to be called out. And she needs to be held accountable for this. She needs to walk it back and recognize that violent crime has nothing to do with people lifting some bread. And if she's really interested in it, why did she kill thousands of jobs that could have helped the people in her community when Amazon wanted to come? Or why didn't she open a soup kitchen? There's a lot of things that can be done to help people who legitimately have physical needs and food needs, but violent crime ain't one of them.
15 shootings in 15 hours over the weekend in New York City. That follows a July 4th weekend in which there were 44 people shot. 8 of them were killed. A 600% increase in the number of shootings in New York City. It used to be one of the safest big cities in the world. A lot of people are wondering where is this all headed, and what culpability, if any, does the mayor of the city, Bill de Blasio, have?
He's got a lot of culpability because he's been one of those voices to defund the police. His own wife says we ought to get rid of the police force completely. AOC, for example, has been talking about defunding the police and cutting their budget. She even griped that $1 billion from their budget wasn't enough. It could be accounting tricks. So the very people who want to get rid of the folks who stand between anarchy and law and order and peace and serenity in a community are just remarkable that they don't even see the hypocrisy and the idiocy of their own comments. John, one thing I'd point out, you say, where does it end? I'll tell you where it ends. It ends with a lot of U-Hauls loading up out of New York and getting the heck out of there while they're still alive. And it'll be left to the few people who either can't get out or who...